India is leading the charge of the mobility. As a matter of fact, last year, India was slightly behind US in terms of sale of electric vehicles. Now that looks surprising, right? Because when you think about Tesla and others, but India had almost as many electric vehicles sold last year as US. Almost 500,000 electric vehicles were sold in and that is 3 times what were sold in the previous year, which means it's such a huge growth happening. This year, India is expected to surpass US. So there are huge opportunities, and this is coming from an article in New York Times, which published just 2 days back. Of course, when we talk about electric vehicles, it's not only the cars, right? The electric vehicles are all kinds of electric vehicles. You have two-wheelers, you have three-wheelers, you have trucks. All of those are electric vehicle buses, right? And all of them have a huge impact. And every electric vehicle eventually is going to have a larger software component and smaller, of course, the mechanical component, or at least effectively. So, Mohit, my first question is, in terms of India, where do you see the most important development happenings in the use of digital technology and digital infrastructure in the mobility sector?
Thank you. Thank you, Mihir. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks to the organizers for testing and making this platform work so well. I'm looking forward to the conversation over the next 1 hour. Before I answer the question, maybe I want to step back a bit and talk about how things have changed in the last 2 years or 3 years. I think all of our lives have changed equally. So I think the ESG agenda is very clear, that the focus on environment and sustainability is driving the present and future of the world, and all companies are aligned to that. At the Mahindra Group, that's a North Star agenda, which drives all decisions, whether they're capital oriented, which businesses we need to expand in, and that will lead to the EV answer as well. But the ESG agenda is the front and center of everything. Second, I think the people, the planet, and the profit, that has realigned for the right reasons, and that's going to stay. We're caring about people, whether they're customers, community, employees, that has to be first. And then, of course, there's only one planet. I don't need to tell this educated group around sustainability. Third is the digital trend which you were talking about, that especially in India and maybe rest of Asia, the penetration of digitization and digital payments and whatever else we see in the ecosystem has been very, very dynamic in the last 2 years, 3 years. And hence, many products and services which were earlier consumed in the physical format and in the Mahindra Group also, we were a branch, dealership, shop front oriented business that in the last 2 years has, completely sprung to a new digital hybrid, digital way to work and digital way to offer products and services to the customers. In the last 2 years, within Mahindra Automobiles, we've launched 4 blockbuster vehicles, starting with Thar, XUV 300, XUV 700, and then Scorpio N, a week ago. And then we're launching our XUV 400 electric tomorrow. So all these launches are in the digital manner. Booking is online, lots of inquiries online, a lot of research buyers potentially do is online. Leads come from social media. You can do test drive, setting a test drive using a chatbot. You can, you can book the vehicle online. Delivery, of course, the test drive is a physical act. The vehicle can come near your home or near your office or wherever you want it to be. You experience it and then you book it, and then you receive the vehicle when the time is ready. So this could not have been imagined earlier, or this wasn't the way the customers were consuming services earlier. And we see this change within our farm and agriculture business. As you would know, we are the biggest tractor manufacturers in the world by numbers. We are a leading SUV company in India by numbers on the ICE side, and want to do the same thing in the EV side as well. We are a large technology company with Tech Mahindra. we are a top 5 NBFC with Mahindra Finance. In each of these transactions, interactions, customer engagements, the acquisition of the customer, the engagement of the customer, and the transactions with the customer have become increasingly digital and only marginally physical. So that's what we call in digital. Now coming to the EV question. So the Mahindra Group, started into the EV journey a lot ahead, even before maybe Tesla was in play. Over 10 years ago, when we acquired the then Reva brand back in Bangalore. Then we converted that to be a fleet leading offering with e-Veritos. These are white four-wheeler small sedans which had electrification, and they ran purely electric. So we did this many years ago, before the EV became a hot topic. Then we converted to three-wheelers. So you would know that the 60% of the Indian three-wheeler market is on the Trio platform, which is a Mahindra platform, and that's working well as well. So the idea was to learn and excel. Also, around 10 years ago, we took up a Formula E racing team back in the UK. So Mahindra Racing is electric racing, which is the greenest and the cleanest sport, where every second counts per lap, and technology is a big leveler there. If you can save 1 second a lap, you likely will win the race. And hence, stretching the last mile and the range extension on battery charge is what we do in racing, where you got to finish all the 50 laps and you're far ahead. If you pump the gas too much, then likely you don't have enough boost or you don't have enough charge. So you need to balance your speed and your racing strategy and your charging, because you start the race with a limited charge and you finish the race with the same charge. You don't do refueling or recharging. So we've been learning the EV as a art and science and a design and technology over the last steps, right from the Reva days, then the e-Verito days, then the Trio three-wheeler, and the racing. And after having learned all that, on 15th August this year, around a month ago, or less than a month ago, we announced our Born Digital or Born Electric platform, which will lead to 5 EVs over the next 4 or 5 years. Now coming to your principal question on the infrastructure changes and how we see digital driving the transactions and the EVification of India. So I do think that over the next 5 years, 30% of net new vehicles being sold in India will be likely EVs, and we want to have the SUV share of that. We want to remain a true SUV brand, which we excel on the ICE vehicle side. So we want to replicate the same magic on the EV platform. So 30% of net new, and India, as you would have read, is becoming predominantly a SUV market. So we're very sure of the success and very confident of our positioning, and this change will come surely. I think the government also is being bold to announce, EV, predominantly EV by 2030, and that's not too far. So over the next 10 years, we will see lots of change. Now, surely, charging infrastructure, better driving facilities, charging facilities at public places, the greenification of the grid, many of those things need to fall in, and I'm sure will fall in as shared infrastructure over the next few years. But we all very much a part of the journey. I think it's all digital dividend of what the country is doing, starting with the government as well as private partnership equally. So I think the future is EV in many ways. Now, will it become 100% EV or not? That date is not known anywhere in the world, none of the geographies yet. But a lot of work being done in that field.